ano yung date na siya yung nakausap mo. And then yun nga pong nasabi ko kanina, yung fever, cough, sore throat, difficulty of breathing, and others. So basic lang po ito na nakatulong ng malaki sa pamamagitan ng pagtatanong natin doon sa ating pong mga tao na napalapit doon sa ating pong patient X. Afterwards, follow up. May follow up po dito ang gagawin. Maaaring ito na po ay yung ating barangay health emergency and response team. Kung meron pong mga nag-exhibit o may mga manifestations po. Actual test. Kung siya po ay mag-positive, isolation po agad ito. And then 14 days quarantine. Ito po yung orientation sa atin. Severe, sa level 2, 3 hospital, and then retest. Kapag po nag-retest at siya po ay negative na, then doon na po sa restorations o closure na. Si-certify na po ng ating DOH ito. Now, kapag po during the retest, sinishare ko lang po ito, although it should, ang talagang dapat pong magpaliwanag po nito ay ang kasamahan natin sa RES or sa DOH. Kanya lang po na-orient po sa ating mga kasamahan. Kaya kami pong taga-CIDGs medyo aware na po dito sa flowchart nito. Dapat po nating malaman din. Kasi tatanungin din po tayo ng mga kausap natin. So dapat po nating intindihin din to. So kapag po nagkaroon ng retest at siya po ay nag-positive, again, babalik po siya doon sa number 2 flowchart. Ano po yung number 2? Contact tracing. Doon po papasok na naman kami. Magkakaroon na naman po kami ng contact tracing, sino naman po yung nakausap niya, na malapitan, so on and so forth. Balik na naman po sa number 3 and number 4 until such time na mag-negative na po siya, but ang DOH pa rin po ang mag-certify nito. Okay, ito lang po yung mga ilang sa mga challenges namin. Of course, ang talagang ultimate objective po natin is magkaroon po ng 0 cases of COVID-19. So in a nutshell, yan lang po yung mga experience ng natin sa Philippine National Police. And right now, sa mga regional police offices po, meron na pong mga gumagalaw po yung ating mga kasamahan. Dahil nga po, they are being requested by the local government unit to assist them sa contact tracing. Again, maaari po magtaka kayo or bakit CIDG, bakit police? Kasi nga po, yung pong mention kanina ni Sir Benji, instinct kasi po sa atin sa investigations. Ang sabi po nga po sa amin, kapag ka nagsasagawa ka ng pagtatanong, dapat you should be sympathetic. Dapat ilalagay mo yung katatayuan mo doon sa pasyente so that makuha mo lahat ng mga data na kailangan. So in a nutshell, yan lang po yung ma-share po ng inyo pong Philippine National Police, particularly yung CIDG. Maraming salamat po.
Alright, maraming salamat po, General Armamento, for that presentation. Ang role talaga ni PNP CIDG is to really provide a systematic contact tracing, no, para matulungan ng DOH at ang ating mga local government units. Ang isang remarkable initiative na ginawa nila, aside from helping monitoring, meron din silang monitoring na ginawa sa loob ng PNP, being frontliners. So that's very remarkable, General Armamento. So ngayon, dumako na tayo dun sa ating open forum. Madaming questions na naka-feed ngayon sa ating chat box. Ang una muna magtanong at magbigay ng reaction ay isa sa ating mga local governance experts, no? Gamitin ang lens ng governance. Si Dr. Alex Brillantes. Sir, andyan po ba kayo ngayon?
Yes, andito po ako.
Sir Alex, good afternoon po.
Ayaw po, 2 minutes. Very quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ang nakuha ko po sa presentation nila, it's very encouraging po. 4 points lang po as far as I'm concerned. presentation of Yusek Malaya, of course, Dr. De Guzman, and of course our two mayors. I love my mayor so much. I'm from Baguio, and of course our colleague from the LG. Anyway po, unang-una, contact tracing is just, it's really a very, very governance thing. It talks about the importance of the whole of government. Nabanggit ito ni Yusek Malaya, nabanggit ni Dr. De Guzman na seamless po, na hindi pwedeng isang actor lang po. It's national, local, through the, let's say, yung COVID, kaya natin to. Ang ganda-ganda ng programa po, national government drawing the direction, but local providing the implementation. My question po there, when you talk about the importance of seamless, is really how do you continue to draw the seamlessness? You use technology, but obviously, as pointed by Mayor Magalong, very important po yung capacity, because you and I know that you mentioned this, Dinlisan, that many times, many of our LGUs themselves still don't have the quote-unquote technological capacity. Mano-mano pa ba? How do we cope with this? No, I think that's very, very important. Ikalawang, nabanggit rin po kanina that run across is the importance of leadership. Nabanggit ito ni Mayor Magalong in terms of leadership is technology-driven. Kapag hindi iba ng leader, wala na po ito. Pero equally important po, how does one continue to emphasize this? Changing the mindset, if you may, Mayor Magalong mentioned that as far as is concerned, of leaders to really grab this opportunity and really not doing things the way we were done before. Kasi isa sa ating pinakamalaking sagabal dito ay yung ating pag-iisip. And obviously, the leader points the way. So yun yung isang aspeto po ng leadership, helping change the mindsets of the people. And I wanted to ask just two more questions. Kay Mayor Magalong, Mayor, I know that you are the head of BLIS, Interlocal Cooperation. Nabanggit po ni Dr. De Guzman kanina na it is seamless. How have you linked together with the different local governments? Kasi as Dr. De Guzman mentioned earlier, there are no boundaries. Obviously, you cannot contain it only in Baguio. How do you work with the contiguous LGUs? And that is true for all of us, even in Metro Manila, for that matter. Each LGU has its own program. How do we put this all together? Pero ang question ko kay Mayor Magalong po ay tungkol sa nagamit ba ninyo ang BLIS dito po? Kasi as you know, we work together. At the end of the day, this all goes back to restoring trust, and this is where contact tracing comes in. How do we? It all is a function of trust. We get information, investigative mindset, but sometimes there's this issue of how do we address it, yung privacy concern, assuring people that they will not be traumatized, if you may, by this, no. So I guess at the end of the day, this whole issue, this whole concern of contact tracing is really a governance thing. How do we maintain or restore trust? How do we continue the interlocal, national, local relations? And equally important, do we have the leadership that would involve, if you may, how do we continue to engage the citizens? But overall, for me, Dean Lisan and to our colleagues in DAP, it was a great learning afternoon for me. Maraming pong salamat.
Sir Alex. Yeah. Okay. Maraming salamat, Sir Alex. So, may mga points na ni-raise Sir Alex. No? Ang question niya is about leadership. Pangalawa, yung changing of mindsets. Ang pangatlo ay yung restoring trust, no, in the government, and then yung interlocal cooperation. So, pwedeng sumagot una si Mayor Magalong, sir?
Hindi pa tayo ganyan. Okay. Sir Alex, good afternoon.
Mayor, Apo.
Sir, good afternoon. Unang-una, gusto kong ipaalam po sa inyo na ito pong BLIS po natin is a sort of an association of Baguio City and its adjacent municipalities. So it covers Tublay, Tuba, La Trinidad, Itugon, and Sablan. Gusto ko lang po ipaalam sa inyo na when I assumed as mayor and we had a meeting and we had our elections, I was appointed as head of the BLIS. Ngayon. So this is now what we call a Greater Baguio, but we don't want it to be called Greater Baguio, but the BLIS. So we constantly and consistently meet almost every month. But for the past several weeks, during this onset of the ECQ, we meet at least once every 2 weeks. And we update each other. We make sure that our actions in the city and at the same time in every municipality are consistent, and at the same time we collaborate para wala kaming conflict, especially in the aspect of managing our markets, kasi alam niyo naman yung market ng Baguio City halos market yan ng adjacent municipalities, pati na rin yung pag-maintain namin ng traffic dito, paano na rin yung movement, pati na rin yung 24-hour curfew namin. This should be collaborated and coordinated with the adjacent municipalities, and so far we don't have any conflict. Maganda po yung aming collaboration, seamless po yung collaboration namin with the other mayors. And this time we're even providing them several logistical support in terms of masks, alcohol, thermal scanners. We also provide them kasi ang Baguio naman is mas nakakaangat in terms of funding, in terms of resources. So we have to share this also with our adjacent members of the BLIS. Pangalawa is yung aspect ng transparency, no? During our first initial introduction of transparency, especially in the disclosure of identities of COVID positive patients before the public, nagkaroon kami ng issue ng bashing. Ito yung cyberbullying. But when we keep on reminding people that there's no point, it's not at all very unreasonable for people to be bashing health workers, and especially yung ating mga COVID positive patients. Siguro na-realize na rin ng tao na siguro instead of being sort of a devil's advocate or someone who espouses on negativism, finally they realize that it's about time that they have to provide support to these people, especially now that they're undergoing certain type of psychological issues with them. Ang hirap po talaga na magkaroon ng positive na status. Ako nga lang, nag-positive lang ako sa rapid test nung Sunday. 2 days ako naghintay ng result ng aking PCR. Ang laki na ng impact sa akin. Ang laki rin ng impact sa city kasi kumalat na positive. Akala, kinalat na nga na marami nang kumalat na positive na raw ako sa COVID-19. And can you just imagine, itong mga actual na positive patients, yung kanilang pinagdadaanan. With that series of pronouncement that I made about helping these people, expressing sympathy, commiserate with them, nawala na po yung mga bashing na yan. Nawala na rin po yung pag-cyberbullying. In fact, nagugulat ko, ito lang ho ngayon, 2 days ago, I had a difficult time explaining to mga doctors and nurses if it's possible for them to disclose their identity in public. Finally, after 2 days, they realized na sige. And finally, they have been providing me feedback. Sir, ang sarap pala ng pakiramdam nung dinisclose ko. Ang dami po kaming natatanggap sa aking FB page. Wala pong nagbabasa sa amin. Lagi po kaming ini-inspire at pinomotivate po ng ating mga kaibigan sa cyberspace. So you can see the big difference. You see difference of mindset among our netizens. So malaki po ang impact po sa amin. Kami rin po, look at our contact tracing team. Hindi na po kami gaanong nahihirapan po pagdating sa contact tracing dahil as I've said, transparency alone solves about 50% of our contact tracing activities.
Maraming salamat, Mayor Magalong. May we hear from Mayor Abby, ma'am, at tungkol din sa tanong ni Dr. Alex on leadership, changing mindsets, yung interlocal cooperation, as well as restoring trust po.
I think it's not just transparency that's important, but also honesty. Yun ho ang mahirap sa mga tao ngayon. The reason why most people get COVID is because they fail to disclose that they are actually persons under investigation, or they are PUM, or mahirap. Maswerte po si Mayor Magalong na matitino po at disiplinado yung mga tao po niya sa Baguio. It's very difficult dito po sa amin Yung curfew nga lang, yung quarantine pass lang, yung pila lang na maayos is such a challenge already on a daily basis. What more yung pag-disclose nila na may sakit sila or malaman ng ibang tao na may sakit sila. And I believe it is really necessary to change the mindset of people na hindi po mga parang pagdirian yun hong mga COVID positive patients natin. I think that's also the reason why we had to pass the anti-discrimination law ordinance against para ho sa ating mga frontliners because it is obvious that people are getting discriminated because they are COVID positive or because they are frontliners. So I want to be like Baguio, but the only way I can be like Baguio is if my people, if my citizens are like Baguio. So we have all this technology, we have all these policies, but at the end of the day, if your citizenry will not cooperate, wala hong saysay lahat ng ginagawa natin dito.
Follow? How about the role of UMAC, Mayor?
Well, the role of UMAC was that they're the ones who developed the platform. So, ano po yan? Sarili pong initiative po ng UMAC ito. Wala ho kaming binayad. This is a free platform. So, nakakatuwa po na we are even using our college to be able to develop these kinds of innovations for COVID-19. So, marami po tayong kumbaga sa parang sinasabi natin, we are using our own resources to develop these innovations.
Yes. Doon pumapasok po yung LGU and academe linkage, no? Yung collaboration natin. So nag-emerge na. Ngayon naman po, pakinggan natin si Attorney Josel Batapa, former City Councilor ng Bacolod City and DAP faculty din po natin for her reactions and questions. Attorney Josel? Attorney Josel, are you there? Okay, habang hinihintay natin si Attorney Josel, meron tayong questions for Mayor Magalong and Mayor Abby Binay from Rona Helvoleo, DOH Region 12. No? Ang tanong po, can Mayor Magalong and Mayor Abby Binay share their innovations to other LGUs? Mayor Abby?
Maswerte po kami dahil UMAC po ang gumawa ng platform at libre. We can easily share this platform to any LGU who's interested to use our platform. So, wala akong problema to share kasi hindi naman ho namin to binili. Kaya pwede ho namin paggamit. Share po yung aming na-develop na platform sa iba pong LGU.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Abby. Mayor Benjamin Magalong, please, sir. Can you share this with other LGUs? Ang tanong.
Absolutely. All they have to do is get in touch with us. We're even willing to have a sort of a webinar for them. Madali lang ho pag-aralan to. Una, sabi ko nga, yung mga systems na to are already in place sa Philippine National Police. All we have to do is you just give them a reorientation seminar para at least maintindihan nilang mabuti yung basic fundamentals nito.
Yeah. This is the value of our knowledge sharing, no? Na nakikita natin yung best practices sa local level na pwede nating ma-share din sa ibang local government units. Okay, nandito na po si Attorney Josel Batapa. Attorney, may we hear your reaction and then your questions for our resource persons.
What are the questions?
Hello, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, everyone, it has been a very, very fruitful sharing. I was like sitting glued to my seat for the last 2 hours, nakikinig sa ating mga best practices ng dalawang cities natin. Congratulations po sa mga mayors natin, to Mayor Magalong and to Mayor Binay. I am very proud of the two of you. Maybe lingid sa inyong kaalaman, I am one of the co-founders of the e-governance awards under the National ICT Confederation of the Philippines. We started it with the late Secretary Jessie Robredo of the DILG 2012. And I know that si Makati, si Mayor Binay, and of course si Mayor Magalang of Baguio are champions for e-governance. Nakakatabang puso po na makita na that you are really walking the talk and really using technology and tools involving technology and innovation to fight COVID. No? So from my end, more of a suggestion and then basically initially a reaction. No? Una sa lahat, I really agree with the point of Mayor Magalong. Mass testing is very, very critical po to contact tracing. Hindi po siya pwedeng paghiwalayin, no? For the information of our listeners, ito po yung number 2 parameter ng World Health Organization. Bago po any government for that matter can actually lift any lockdown restrictions. Ang number 2 po is when health systems are able to detect, test, isolate, and treat every COVID case and trace every contact. So, magkasama po yun sa isang sentence. Detect, test, isolate, treat, and trace every contact. So, hindi po siya pwedeng paghiwalayin. And I like the way Baguio is doing systems thinking in this regard. Also, I'd like to amplify that point to all LGUs listening right now. And of course, also to the LGU or to the national government. Number 2, I would like to agree po to the point that technology is really leadership driven. Kahit ano pa pong gawin ng mga technology advocates in the different cities and provinces in the Philippines, wala po silang magagawa kung yung mayor or governor mismo ang hindi mag-adapt. Mahirap po, 7 years na po kami nag-advocate ng e-governance. Every year po, of the 1,000 plus LGUs in the Philippines, okay na po yung mga 60 to 70 lang ang sumasali. So, naabutan na po tayo ng COVID, wherein digital transformation is a must. We now need to have e-governance, even e-health solutions down to the local government level. Thirdly, I would like to congratulate Baguio for doing this manpower skilling, yung cognitive training. Kasi hindi po pwedeng hiwalayin yung tools from the manpower. Wala pong tools na gagana kung walang manpower na upskill. So very good Baguio. And of course, to the systems of Mayor Binay, ang gaganda po nito. And I would like to emphasize, this is the role of the LGU. At the local level, kung hindi po gagalaw yung LGU, wala pong mangyayari. So, my appeal is, one, for the Department of Interior and Local Government, if Yusek Malaya is still on board right now, we have to really capacitate local governments in really implementing innovation down to their level. Hindi na po nagre-request si innovation, kumakatok na, at it is actually already forcing itself to us, especially in the local government level. So, ang tanong ko po is, are all local government units, as you have mentioned, the role of local government units, sila po yung gagawa ng contact tracing, are all our local government units prepared to do this contact tracing mandate that we have cited? Number 2, sa Department of Health, I am really very inspired to listen to an epidemiologist. Ang ganda po kasi part ng presentation nila was really to highlight the different data analytics tools that they are using. And I'm very proud to say that some of them gawa din naman ang mga colleagues natin sa IT environment. No? So it all really boils down to the tools that you are using to gather this data. No? So ang recommendation ko po is really for us to see it from a public health strategy point of view. I like the way Mayor Binay and Mayor Magalong is looking at it from an LGU point of view. But in the national level and probably in the local level, we should really have a very strong public health approach. Because yung public health, basahin ko lang po yung definition ng World Health Organization, the public health approach approach involves defining and measuring the problem, determining the cause of risk factors for the problem, determining how to prevent or ameliorate the problem, and implementing effective strategies on a larger scale and evaluating the impact. That said, dapat collaboration is really the key. Nagsalita si PNP, nagsalita si LGU, nagsalita si DOH, but it's actually a combination of all these approaches. The approach should not only be purely health. It should not also be purely police work or investigative work. It should not also be purely on the part lang of the local government unit. It has to be a combination of all these three lenses that we should do. And then at the end of the day, ang aking recommendation is that we should already let innovation seep into our system. Technology is simply a tool. Marami pa rin po tayong mga mayors na technophobic. Takot pa rin po sila sa technology. Maraming issues. Pero the point is, technology is neutral. It is simply a tool for us to really innovate and really think out of the box and how we can actually make our systems efficient. So with that, marami pong recommendations, pero ang tanong ko po, and ang recommendation ko po is, why don't we use our existing tech startups in our own respective local government units? Even as I speak, marami po ngayong mga technology startups, young people in their 20s, in their 30s, who would like to help local government. Ang problema, pinahihirapan po natin sila kasi syempre, nasa gobyerno tayo, alam natin lahat. Pero you know, as a 9-year counselor, I feel that we should be open to the private sector, especially the innovation sector, who has a lot of suggestions to give. No? So, dito sa Bacolod, for example, isite ko lang, bookbcd.com is a telemedicine site. So, we have around 30 doctors all online doing medical consultation. Contactless na po yung innovation dito. This is not a government-initiated project, it's private sector-led, pero tumutulong po sila sa government. So yun lang ang recommendations ko, and probably moving forward, we can really beat this COVID-19 together successfully.
Okay, relative dun sa sinabi ni Attorney Josel tungkol sa startup companies, no? May question si Dr. Lloyd Bautista of Ateneo and DAP. How will Baguio prepare its absorptive capacity if in testing COVID-19 indicates that there is a rise in infections? In South Korea, China, and Taiwan, they have strong health systems. In Baguio's case, how would you deploy the help of the private sector if in a hypothetical situation that there is a rise in cases? Mayor Magalang, please.
Hi, Lisan. I had some technical problems. I wasn't able to listen to the entire question.
Yes, Mayor, ang tanong po ni Dr. Lloyd Bautista, how will Baguio prepare its absorptive capacity if in testing COVID-19 indicates that there is a rise in infections? In South Korea, China, and Taiwan, they have strong health systems. In Baguio's case, how would you deploy the help of the private sector if in a hypothetical situation that there is a rise in cases?
Okay, this is actually what is happening now. We have a serious problem in one of our hospitals. Unfortunately, the hospital namin is designated as a test center for the entire Northern Luzon. So we have a huge problem, no? And this is something that we are addressing right now. For the past 4 days, we have 11 infections. 11 infections in the Baguio General Hospital involving 3 doctors, 4 nurses, 2 attendants, and 1 clerk. And we continue to conduct contact tracing and testing. So it's no longer a hypothetical situation. Probably one of the best lessons that we learned from that is there is no way that you should mix-use a hospital. When I say mix-use a hospital, use it as a COVID treatment center and at the same time, use it to treat other diseases. Dapat ang COVID-19 cases should be treated in an exclusive facility. Ano? We had the chance to do it. We foresaw this problem. We designated a former hospital, ito yung Santo Niño. We renovated it, but unfortunately, when we were requesting for a permit to operate from the Department of Health, nagkaroon ng maraming requirements. Parang ang requirements sa amin very traditional. Parang yung mga requirements yung mga requirements during a very normal situation. And that's the reason why ang nangyari sa amin, instead of using it as a exclusive treatment center for COVID-19, naging isolation unit na lang. So that's another lesson sa amin. Another is, are we prepared? The question here is, are we prepared to conduct mass testing? To be honest with you, we're not. We're not. Look at the situation now in the city of Baguio, entire Northern Luzon. Since we started ECQ, ang naibigay pa lang na test kit ng Department of Health for the entire Northern Luzon is 8,100 test kits. What is our population? 10.5 million ang population namin. If you look at the number of test kits vis-a-vis the population, that only represents 0.07%. So as much as you want to do mass testing or extensive testing involving now, nagko-concentrate kami sa test sana ng mga health workers namin in all the hospitals. We're looking at about 3,000 health workers. Pero wala kaming test kit na PCR. Kulang na kulang ang PCR test kit. Pangalawa is, mabuti na lang, marami kami nakuhang mga rapid test kit. So yun ang ginagamit muna namin ngayon. But if you ask me, are we capable? Sa amin palagay is, dapat at least 500 tests every day. Probably a combination of PCR and itong rapid test. Now, if you ask me, can we sustain it? We cannot again. Dahil nga itong problema natin sa test kit. Much as we would like to order as many test kits as possible, problema naman uli yung supply. They said that they keep on telling us that siguro mga next month pa darating yung mga supply nyo or 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. So these are the things that we're facing in the city of Baguio. So pinapagawa na lang namin, ginagawa namin dito is we are now rationalizing our contact tracing. And kung may dumating kaming mga test kits, test, because we really want to know what is really happening in the city of Baguio, what is the real COVID-19 situation in the city of Baguio.
All right. Maraming salamat, Mayor. Last question po kay Mayor Abby Binay. Mayor, ang tanong ko dito, Mayor Abby asked po natin, how about in school matters? How will you help teachers and pupils for their safety while in school if opening of the classes will be in September?
I think we will have to wait for the instruction from the Secretary of DepEd, Sec. Lingling Briones, kasi susunod po kami kung ano yung magiging guidelines na ipapataw po sa DepEd. Dito po sa Makati, siguro, meron hong mga ibang schools, meron hong mga ibang public schools na kaya po yung online lessons, but I don't think lahat ho ng estudyante ng pampublikong paaralan ay merong computer or merong iPad or merong laptop. So, we have the backbone, we have the fiber connection, but ang problema po natin is yung hardware. Hindi naman ho lahat ng aking estudyante ay meron pong iPad, meron hong laptop. We do give free access to internet for our residents. Pero again, it will be a challenge. So ang gagawin ho natin ay mag-aantay po tayo ng guidelines na manggagaling po sa DepEd. In fact, even ho yung opening ng schools to September is still not yet final. So mag-antay po tayong lahat kung ano magiging desisyon ng DepEd.
Okay, maraming salamat, Mayor Abby. Ngayon naman po ay si Dr. Lily Domingo magbigay ng synthesis doon sa overall discussion po natin. Ma'am Lily?
Okay. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. In the many days, long months of our quarantine, this is the most fulfilling session I had. I learned a lot. about COVID. There's so much information, but this very brief session has provided very meaningful and fruitful lessons for us. First, if we summarize the challenges that were brought to our attention by our respected members of our panel this afternoon, they focus on very major points. One major point, first, from the opening message of our Undersecretary, the importance of this, what he refers to as the pillar of our national strategy to fight COVID, which is contact testing. And why is it important? Because it provides a sound basis for decision making on what are the next steps that need to be done. Then the next important lesson that we learned is what were the challenges that we faced and how we overcome them. An important challenge that was raised by all of our speakers was the need for quality data. Right now, the problems are, the challenges they had to face are slow, paper-based information flow, incomplete, not comprehensive, multiple information systems, the difficulty of interface, and therefore the problems of sharing into simultaneous platforms so that all possible decision makers have access to them, from health to police to hospitals to epidemiologists. And therefore the challenge really is, how do we develop accurate, fast, quality information that is shared, that can be shared? And aside from that, how competent our human resources are in generating such quality information. We have adequate resources to gather information on contacts. Do they have the right skills? Were they given training? Do they have the right mindset? It was important to, in the comment of Attorney Sige to say, when she said, na, it cannot just be health focused, it cannot just be police focus, it should be an integrated focus. So this requires a kind of a mindset. Then another challenge that has to be faced about information and data collection is connectivity, the stability of our internet systems, the availability of our hardware, the capacity of people to use these. A next important element of this contact tracing is technology. A lot of the members of our panel have been reiterating that technology is leadership driven, but despite that, there are still many who have not adopted it. So it's both a problem not only of availability of hardware or the availability of software, but also the capacity of human resources to make use of this available software. From the presentation of Mayor Magalong, we learned that these systems have been available in the PNP for quite a time, since he was at the CIDG. And now we're only hearing about it being used by Baguio as if it were for the first time. And he simply said, palitan mo lang yung crimes doon, at ilipat mo doon ay contact tracing, and you can use the entire system. So this really is a problem also of finding out what our resources are available already and making good use of them. Indeed, COVID-19 is an extreme challenge that has brought a lot of anxiety to all of the people. And in the presentation of Dr. De Guzman, she emphasized the importance of restoring trust, the trust of the people. Fear cannot be discounted. The fear of the disease, fear of the loss of loved ones, a fear of loss of livelihood. She reminds us that there is no need to panic, because trust is, we can regain trust by making people know that something is being done. And among the strategies that we learned this afternoon is the initiative of Mayor Magalong, constantly reminding citizens not to ostracize, but rather to sympathize with those who have been afflicted with the disease, so that you can push for transparency, and rather than be confined to the issues of privacy, because it is so important in a pandemic such as this. Among the lessons we learned is that since disease knows no borders, it means that we have to work together as a society. We define governance as all parts of society working together, contributing their share in deciding how development will occur in the country. And so the COVID experience tells us how important it is for all sectors of society, government, business, industry, NGOs, citizens, academia, can work together to enhance the capability to respond accurately and effectively to this crisis. And since we need to flatten the curve soon so that the health system is not overwhelmed, we have to learn the lessons and move forward. And among the steps that have been identified to enable us to move forward is the need for, number one, to cascade. Let us cascade these best practices to all LGUs. Let us train for surveillance. Let us train for constant tracing. Let us train for technology enabling. And let innovations and the use of technology be embedded in the system and change the mindsets of our leaders. The technology, according to Attorney Sige, is neutral. It is there to be used. Mayor Magalong and Attorney Sige emphasized the need for capacity for mass testing. And the way forward is let's start now to train and to build the capacity for mass testing. And underlining all of this, of course, is the need for seamless collaboration among all sectors. Hindi na pwede dito yung borders because disease has no border. And so we help one another, we find our way out so that we rebuild trust. We have to show citizens that something is being done and it is being done efficiently and effectively. And this is a war. And I'm so happy that the members of the panel from the military are adopting the responses to war in a civilian way with a health perspective. And in a war where we don't know the enemy, COVID, very little we know, all of our resources have to be used in order to address this. So our plan to address the influenza pandemic is going to be better because we have already started. And so ang sinasabi nila ngayon is we do skills training. We must enable our leaders. We must improve transparency and we must systematize seamless collaboration. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Lily Domingo. Talagang na-cover yung 5 aspeto, no? Yung institutions, ang ating leadership, no, citizen participation, and changing of mindsets and behavior. So, before natin i-wrap up, no, magpakasalamat muna ako sa ating resource persons at sa ating reactors and of course sa ating mga participants. There are around 257 yung nag-register via Zoom. Tapos meron pa tayong FB Live, no? So, ang dami natin ngayong knowledge sharing. So, on behalf of DILG at saka ng Development Academy of the Philippines, sana papasok si Attorney Caronan but mahina yung signal niya. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa inyo lahat. So, ito lang po yung una nating episode sa webinar series natin. Magkakaroon pa tayo ng kasunod po, ang sabi nga ni Yusek Malaya sa atin. Okay, so before we end, may we request everyone to kindly turn on your video screen para lang sa quick group photo.
Video screen.
Okay, so meron siyang gallery. Makikita tayo lahat, I guess. No? May kukuha po sa atin ng group picture natin. So, ready to take a pose na lang po.
How do you do it? Ay, ano ba yun?
You go to the gallery
Go to
gallery.
the gallery, makikita niyo yung lahat ng participants. I hope kasha tayo lahat, no?
Maliliit.
200 plus, maliliit.
Ay,
Okay?
Go to the gallery.
Yes, go to the gallery.
Sorry.
Okay, print screen. Meron na? Okay, kanina tayo mag-take ng cue kung okay na yung group picture natin. Miss Pam?
By page na lang, by page.
Okay na po. Okay, all right. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. See you sa susunod nating e-decalogo. Mabuhay po.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Sir Alex.
Congratulations. Maraming
Thank
salamat
you,
sa resource
Maria.
speakers natin.
Thank you, Mayor Abby, Mayor Magalong,
Mayor.
General Armamento. Maraming salamat, Dr. Alathea. And to all of you, maraming salamat po.
Si Jay. Si Jay.